Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from a brewing company that I don't believe I've done a review for yet. This is from Richbrau Brewing Company out of Richmond, Virginia. This beer is called 4th Street Horribles. It is a tart lemon, or it is a sour ale, so I'm assuming it's Kettle Sour. Tart lemon with crisp tea sweetened with lactose. It's 4.8 ABV. From what I can remember, the story of this brewery, they were one of the original Richmond breweries. I think they were more kind of like Iron City, where they just made like local pale lager type stuff. And then they closed for whatever reason at some point in time, and then they reopened as like a craft brewery only like 2 years ago, maybe not even that long, I don't know. And just something like that wouldn't make me think that they were necessarily a great brewery, but when I was going to visit Richmond, I saw I don't love Untappd in their ratings in general, but it's at least usually a somewhat good guide as to the quality of a brewery. If something's super hyped up, it might have really good ratings, and I'll still go there, and then I realize it's hyped up for the stuff that they make. But usually, even if a brewery doesn't make like the quote unquote exciting styles, if they do the stuff that they make well, they at least have a semi decent rating. And that's what was kind of the case with these guys. They had like a 3.8 or something, which for this type of place and their whole story kind of surprised me that the rating was that high. So I was thinking, they must actually be doing some pretty good stuff. So I went there. This was the last place that I went to on my trip to Richmond, and I went to the Answer, I went to the Vale, I went to Triple Crossing, I went to like two other places in between those places. And I honestly was just tired and exhausted, and I was like, I hope this place is decent because I kind of want to just go to sleep. And they had some really nice stuff, and I was impressed and glad that I went there, and I grabbed some stuff to take home. This is one of the beers. I don't believe they had this one on tap, so this is going to be the first time I've had it. So yeah, I'm excited to crack it open and see what it's like. I was pleasantly surprised by all of their other stuff, and I understand why they had the ratings that they did. None of it was like mind-blowing, but it was all very well done, and I could just tell there was hardly anyone in there, which was unfortunate. It didn't really have much of an atmosphere or anything, but they just had some good beer. The other thing that they did that I really appreciate, that I don't think a lot of places are doing, is, so I don't think it was where you could just pick whatever ones you want, but they only had 4 different beers to go, each in 16-ounce 4-packs, which is pretty much the standard nowadays. But you could also buy a mixed 4-pack, so you get 1 can of each one, and I think it was like the same price as whatever the most expensive 4-pack was of the beers that were available, which I have absolutely no problem with that. So I wish other breweries would do that. If they have at least 4 different canned offerings, say, oh, you can make a mix pack, and then you just have to pay whatever the price is for the most expensive beer that's in the 4-pack. So if you got a couple cheaper ones, but then one beer that's like a triple IPA that's $20 a 4-pack, then it's $20 for the mix pack, no matter what other cans are in it. I'm perfectly fine with that as long as I can get a nice variety. So I do appreciate that. I wish more breweries would do that. So you can see this pours a cloudy, lighter orange color, but you could still kind of see through it. I mean, you can see my finger there a little bit, with a kind of rocky white head, which is usually more custom, or usually comes more from something with Brettanomyces in it. But this, I'm assuming, doesn't have Brett in it. I'm guessing it's just Lactobacillus. That smells nice. Honestly, that reminds me of something from Fontaflora. Um, it kind it kind of reminds me of the seltzer that they did, which was like a black tea and lemon type thing, and this is kind of in the same vein. But it's not just the tea and lemon. There's also like an underlying like funky quality to it, which was also in the Fauna Flora seltzer, which is really interesting because I wasn't expecting that. So I'm not sure what I was getting in the aroma that made me think that this had like a funk character to it, because it really doesn't. Um, so it's definitely on like the Kettle Sour range. But it is really tasty. Has a nice, bright, tart lemon character up front. Honestly, it's kind of like the acidity level of this is almost like it's just being completely driven by the lemon, and it's really not like kettle soured. Which I don't know if that's. I'm guessing that's not the case, but I don't think there's that much acidity from the actual fermentation process, which I'm perfectly fine with because I don't want that shit that's going to give me heartburn. And this doesn't really come off that way. Uh, so you get the really nice bright lemon up front, but really it's not even as tart as like an actual lemon is. And then on the back end, there is a really nice like herbal tea flavor and a little bit of just a little bit of like a weedy, grainy finish. In this style of beer, like I guess an Arnold Palmer style kettle sour, I honestly cannot possibly think of one that could be better than this because it has all of the elements that it describes, but it's all very well balanced. It's not too sour. It's not too like tea baggy, weird, earthy, but they're all still there, and it's just a really, really easy drinking beer. And I actually like the fact that the acidity is like really held in check. Yeah, I could crush this beer. It is delicious. It's nothing like twisted tea or anything like that. It's not sweet, which is also nice. Some of the kettle sours, yeah, they're acidic, but they're also very sweet. Just because something's sour doesn't mean it's not sweet. I mean, look at Sour Patch Candy; it's the same thing. Um, this is not over the top sour, but it's also not sweet either, which makes it really, really drinkable and easy to throw back. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this one. I'm pleasantly surprised. I shouldn't be because I really liked everything I had when I was there, but this one I thought just kind of sounded weird, and I wasn't sure how it was going to be. Uh, and I think these are pretty cheap too, like $14 a 4 pack. Uh, Even at something 16, 17, I would say this is a buy, but at that price, this is definitely a buy. This is for sure a poolside beer, but also I would drink this anytime. It's not that light. It still has some substantiality to it, but it's a really easy drinker at the same time. So I could see drinking this at any time. Just a really nice, refreshing, like lemon slash iced tea kettle sour beer. I know there's not many of those, and that sounds silly to say, but it's just a really, really good version of this type of thing, and really well done. And I could drink this on many occasions and not be mad about it. So I would buy this again. That's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.